The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I'm coming straight out of bed to make this video. You know, I had some time to process what the hell happened last night between Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant. And let me just first start off by saying this: if you don't take nothing else from this video, please take this with you from this video. And it's this. If you're coming here thinking that I'm going to hate Canelo Alvarez and hate on him or try to discredit his win, you're wrong. And I told you guys that for a long time. You're wrong. You know, I'm a man of my word, you know. So I've said it when it comes to other fights, and I've said it when it comes to this fight. You know, it will always be no excuses, no dishonor. We're not going to make any excuses for Caleb Plant, and we're not going to dishonor the sport of boxing by trying to discredit the performance Canelo Alvarez had. Listen, man. Just to give you guys my thoughts now that I've had time to not be emotional and just kind of go back and, you know, process what happened. Canelo Alvarez, you know, let's call a spade a spade. Gone are the days where you can just jab and move and be a slick boxer and you know, outpoint Canelo or go to the cards or, you know, not get stopped. Because the reality is this: if we look at Canelo's last two fights, you know, the fight before this one, he fought a southpaw, undefeated southpaw, slick boxer in Billy Joe Saunders. Not the biggest combination puncher, but a guy who's very slick and knows how to make fighters reset. He found the way to break his fucking face. He fights Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant is bringing more of that American style to the table, making Canelo work. I mean, he made Canelo work in there. You know, it wasn't an easy fight for him. Some people had Caleb Plant up before the stoppage. I actually had Canelo up 6 rounds before the stoppage. But there were some rounds that were close, and I could see how you could have it for Caleb Plant. But I had Canelo going up 6-4 going into that 11th round. I just felt like Canelo Alvarez showed such great patience in this fight, tight defense. He's And I said it on the live when I was with Angelo Leo, and I'll say it here. Canelo Alvarez has mastered the art of efficiency. He's mastered the art of managing rounds and moments of a fight. You know, he's one of those guys, man, like, he'll make you fight and he'll make you expend more energy than you want to early. And if you do, he will make you pay late, as we saw at Caleb Plant. So you can't hate on that performance, because that performance is the kind of performance that I've been asking for from Canelo. You know, he showed a lot of maturation. He showed a lot of patience. He fought the type of fighter that I wanted to see him fight, which was undefeated, you know, prime, slick, American world champion, you know, and he beat him and stopped him. The first time he's ever stopped an undefeated, prime, slick, American world champion. It's never happened before. And he did it, you know, under the most toughest of circumstances, you know, like fighting for the fighting for the right to become the first Mexican undisputed champion in history. I'm sure there was a lot of pressure and a lot of nerves going into the fight for Canelo, but he still managed them. There were plenty of times in the fight where I'm sure he could be frustrated because Caleb Plant was making a miss. There were times that Caleb Plant was making a miss, making him pay, hitting him with a lot of up jabs. But Canelo Alvarez was very determined. He was very patient, poised, intelligent, and he was placing the shots to the arms of Plant. He was placing shots to the quad, to the kidney, to the stomach, to the chest. Anything he could find, he would hit when it came to Caleb Plant. So listen, I'll say it again. If you're looking for hatred or for me to shit on the performance or for me to discredit Canelo Alvarez in any way, shape, or form, this ain't the channel for that. This isn't the LDBC. This is the home of boxing. This is a boxing channel. And I give Canelo all the credit in the world, because if for me to talk as much as I talked up Caleb Plant, you know, I've been following Caleb Plant for a long time, since he was a prospect. So I have probably a better perspective of Caleb Plant than most people. And I do rate him highly. I still think he's one of the top fighters at 168, and I'll get to him in a second. But this is about Canelo, man. He made history. Escribiendo la historia. He made his history, man. He became the first Mexican undisputed champion. So you can't hate on that. Unified the division in less than a calendar year. He just collected belt after belt after belt. It didn't matter if you were a tall tree like Callum Smith, he broke you down. It didn't matter if you were a slick southpaw like Billy Joe, he broke you down. And it didn't matter if you were a slick American fighter like Caleb Plant, he broke you down. So come hell or high water, Canelo's been breaking these guys down and folding them up. I'll tell you this, man. That's probably the most impressive thing to me about his career. You know, he's evolved. Listen, I can't be a hater. I can't sit here and not accept the realities of what I'm seeing. Canelo Alvarez is no longer the same fighter. The narratives have been proven true. And truthfully, man, look, last night after that fight, it's hard to see anybody from 60 to 75 beat him. I mean, I know Demetrius Andrade is still out there, and, you know, I think Demetrius Andrade still is the hardest puzzle to solve, but I can't ignore reality, man. Canelo Alvarez doing his thing. He's doing his thing, and he's patient, and he's a master of range, and not range, but he's a master of efficiency and master of managing these rounds. And he knows it's like the great country singer once said, Kenny Rogers once said, you got to know when to hold them, and you got to know when to fold them, and he knows how to do. He knows how to do that very, very well. So yeah, man. Look, I'll have a lot more to say about his performance, and when I go back and watch the fight and rescore it and things like that, I'll have more to say. But I just wanted to come out, show my face, not go into witness protection, because like I told you guys, it's no excuses here. It's no dishonor. I give credit where credit is due. Canelo won the fight. Won it in sensational fashion. You know, when you become undisputed, you dream of becoming undisputed in such a fashion like that. And I've always said many times in boxing's not always about who you beat, or it's not about what you accomplish. Sometimes it's more so about the moments you give people to remember you by. And Canelo Alvarez has given a moment and a half of people to remember him by in this fight right here. So all credit to him. Canelo Alvarez, one of the best fighters in boxing today, one of the best Mexican fighters in the history of the sport. You know, just a hell of a fighter, a guy that's went from he went from a guy that could be outboxed and didn't understand how to deal with slick fighters early in his career, to a guy that's turned a weakness into a strength. And when you're a fighter coming up and seeing a fighter progress, what Canelo is doing is what you want to see these prospects be doing when they step up and they evolve to that world championship level. You want to see them turn weaknesses into strength, and he's taking a weakness and he's turned it into a big strength. He wasn't the best against slick fighters. There's still some vulnerabilities there, but come hell or high water, whether there's some vulnerabilities or, you know, he has some trouble, he finds a way to win. And that's what champions do. They find ways to win. And he's a true champion. And I've had my thing to say about him in the past. There's still some things about his career I don't agree with, but that's a separate issue. For this fight in particular, you give him his credit, you give him his due, you put some just due respect on his name, because when it's earned, and he has earned it in a major way. So shout out to Canelo Alvarez, you know, the first ever Mexican undisputed champion of all time. It's no excuses, no dishonor. God bless him. Shout out to the Canelo fans. You guys are right. I was wrong. I'll be here. I'm not gonna move. I'm not gonna hide. I'm not gonna go into witness protection. I'll be here. So if you got any comments, let me have it. This is your time to let me have it, because I know Caleb Plant would have won this fight. Y'all definitely would have heard it from me. So it's part of the sport. You gotta take your wins. You gotta take your losses the same way you take your wins. So let me have it in the comments. Take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care.